lovely guy. I haven't even put my background music on, just waffling again. Oh, shut up, mate. Shut up. The way I see it, everyone's truth is their own. And, you know, you can't go around preaching yours is the only truth. And, like, you know, whatever. Like, you know, I've done this for argument. People are, like, you know, starting drama, like, gigging again. Oh, I don't want to feel like that. I just want to, you know, have a bit of a laugh. That's what I want to do. I know, my mum's there. Look, oh, that wonderful mug.
Everyone's truth is their own.
Nice.
He didn't want any drama. You can't go around telling people that your truth is the one. I get it, Dave. And I'm typing busily over here. I've got a mean, vile thing to say to them all. Because, you know, that's the way I am.
No, a teleport would encourage narrow laziness. Yeah, I like that one.
No drama. I'm going to go live in truth. Keep your confusion. Cheers for the last time. And that was the last time I was over there. I left. I went live and y'all went with me. And that's all I said. I didn't go on about him or the flat earth or anything. I just left. So now I get back today. God, I can't believe the horrible things they were saying about you and this and that and everything. And I was like, what, are you kidding me? So, yeah. Anyway, he goes on and on and on about me. Picking on me. And some of the things saying, you know, I'm in here telling everybody they're wrong. I'm in here telling everybody they're wrong. Do I have to go through your footage and make a video, Dave? Because I've been in here for a couple weeks. Ain't nobody said anything about what I have to say. Because they'll say something and I'll explain. I don't fucking go at them like they're some kind of dumbass. Like you're sitting here doing. Now, the other day I put out a video talking about flat earth and sky watching and chemtrailing and all of the CIA projects to keep people from asking the right questions. Like 5G. Here, let's go over that. About every time someone come in and say chemtrails, I'd be like, wow. You know, NATO came out and told the world we're doing stratospheric aerosol injections. Plausible deniability. Let's cover that, dick face. Plausible deniability, if I have said in your chat several times before I tell them about their stratospheres, and I tell them about their miscommunications. Plausible deniability is the ability of people, typically senior officials in a formal or informal chain of command, to deny knowledge of or responsibility of actions committed by members of their organized hierarchy. Now, how does that work? Because chemtrails do not exist. However, what you're looking at in your sky are referred to as stratospheric aerosol injections. Do you get a scholarly article for chemtrails? Let's look. No, you start out with conspiracy theory in the BBC, and then the Keith Group and Wikipedia, and Dazed and Confused. I don't see anything official here, okay? But if you go to stratospheres, aerosol injections, you get scholarly articles. Oh, wow. Let's see what's over here. And they tell you what they are. They also tell you dispersal methods. Who does them? Who does what? Right down, I mean, like, technical shit. PDFs you can go and download and look at. They exist. See, that's plausible deniability. This can get you put in a mental ward. My ex-girlfriend was, and she lost the custody of her oldest child because she was ranting about chemtrails. Now, this is the words I have typed in your chat several times. But I'm hideous and evil because I'm trying to give real information, Dave. You fuckhead. 5G. You get this. Gwyn Communications Towers. You get this. Do you recognize these? Do you recognize these? Do you recognize these? How about any of these? Do you recognize them? I did, because I was in the U.S. Navy, trained to work on these Gwyn towers. These were some of the components that I learned electronics on when I was trained. And I recognized them when they started going up in neighborhoods. I looked at this because everybody was talking about it, and I was like, oh, chemtrails. 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 Because nobody understands that these are made for after nuclear disaster communications. And they're setting up their communications web under your nose. And no one's asking the right questions, like, what do you know that we don't? That I've been warning you about since 2014 when I stood down as top senatorial investigator. Dave, what have you done? You sit here and mislead people over the silliest things. These tell you what they're for. Gwyn Communication Towers, they are not for your cell phone. That's why none of them are operating at 5G. They're all at 4.8. Not 5G. They're at 4.8. And when you look up a Gwyn Communication Tower, it's this. The thing in your backyard. What are they? The tower in the woods preparing for nuclear war. Plausible deniability, motherfucker. Coming from a whistleblower in the government. And that's all I was trying to tell you. I offered money to you pansy-ass bitches to prove me wrong. I have offered to dance around in a fucking tutu and clean your fucking house for a week if you can prove me wrong. You can't attack the information. So you trolls come after me.
I want to apologise.
You had a what among you?
Anybody that's in the room now.
Let's clarify this.
An old age pensioner woman. Just want to address this quickly, and then I'm going to draw a line and leave it. Nobody likes it in the chat. I don't care. Right? We had a bully among us.
Why? Because you couldn't prove me wrong?
I apologise. I apologise to anybody that's in the room now.
You made me moderator.
We had a bully in the room. We had a horrible, paranoid, spiteful, disgusting, excuse for a human being in the room that was throwing his way.
Because you can't attack the information? You're a dumbass, dude. You claim to not even know what shape of fucking planet we live on. You think we live on some kind of fucking flat plane and everything's painted on the ceiling? Or we're the only flat thing in the universe? Not really sure. Because when you drop water on a flat plane, it has a round surface. It's called water tension. Dumbass. Now, Dave, do you see the timestamps? I want to see you point your telescope and find me the sun simulator. Because this sun, the real sun, and I've got a telescope, Davey. The real sun has spots on it. These were taken by somebody we know personally. Looking at the everything on the ecliptic that's doing a cartwheel that shouldn't be. I've offered $1,000 to prove me wrong on that. This guy tried and found out that everything on the ecliptic is doing a cartwheel, including the sun and Jupiter's moons. Now, granted, NASA's going to give you this version. When you look at it through a telescope, it looks just like this, Davey. It doesn't look like a sun simulator. It looks like a sun. Now, I was explaining why it went white instead of yellow. But I'm a bully. Because you want to talk about sun simulators. Because you like confusing people. That's what trolls do. Isn't it, Dave? You and Nige. I smelled Nige as a fucking agent really fast. You may want to make fun of it. But gee, dude. We've watched fucking Five Eyes agents do this shit all over the place. And he's classic. So are you, Dave. I don't really actually think you're Five Eyes. I don't think you're intelligent enough, to be honest. I think you're just a dumbass that really doesn't know. I've got a telescope that I use. It's actually my son's. And we use that thing. And let me tell you a little bit of something about when you look at the sun, that white thing. It looks like this. It doesn't look anything like a sun simulator that y'all keep trying to hexagon all over the place. You're standing on the ground with a 35 millimeter or a digital camera trying to take pictures. You're going to get all kinds of light phenomena. If you look at it in a telescope with a didymium lens on it, like the ones I blow glass with, you'll be able to see this, the actual body of the sun, with the sunspots on it, without the glare. It's there, dude. So when you have timestamp proof that you've got a sun simulator up there using a telescope, show it to me, dude. I'll apologize. Until then, you're a goddamn worthless fucking confusion whore. And that's all you've got for people is a bunch of fucking confusion and wrong terms, plausible deniability, and bullshit. Now, if you want to unite people on that, this is as good as it gets, dude. It's not going to work. We look at Jupiter all the time. It's got moons doing cartwheels. Time-stamped proof. Timestamp proof. These are doing cartwheels with the moon and Orion, and they shouldn't be. But they are, because we tilted on our axis, because we live on a fucking ball. Working model, dude. Give me a working model that works. You float a fucking sun above a goddamn frisbee. Put your eyeball down on that frisbee and tell me you can't see that flashlight. Always. It never vanishes. It's always there. Your model, your basic flat earth model doesn't work. I can provide you several working models, like, I don't know, a rotating sphere of water in microgravity. These bubbles will coalesce into a tube in the middle at the axis point.
Water.
See? Everything was hunky-dory, Dave, up until the point that I typed in those words and said goodbye. Cheers, everybody. That was me being a bully. But you sit here through this entire fucking thing talking shit on me. Never one time do you address the information as if you can debunk it. A fact is a fact, Davey. You can have an opinion about it, but it isn't going to change the fact. The fact is the truth. You're spreading lies, Dave.